Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. We are on Season 3, Episode 3, and last time around we met Huntara, Gina Davis's character, who is just this giant former Horde soldier who now lives on her own, doing her own thing. Adora and them end up getting tricked by her while roaming the Crimson Wastes, and they manage to stop her in the end and even gain her respect to the point where she helps them find where they needed to go to get to the, first one's tech and all of that jazz. Um, meanwhile, meanwhile, we saw also that there is possibly something starting between Entrapta and Hordak. Hordak reveals that he's actually an imperfect clone of Horde Prime, and that he is basically trying to get back and everything and prove himself. And that's his entire purpose. And I kind of raised the question last time that maybe in the end he'll end up turning to the good side thanks to Entrapta, and Horde Prime will actually be the final villain. I don't know. It's a really interesting idea, but I don't know. I mean, it threw a wrench into where I thought this series was going, so I have no idea what's going to happen now. But I am excited to find out. Like, this is really good. People have said that this season definitely steps it up, and that like it's super binge worthy even compared to other seasons and stuff. And I'm starting to see why with this kind of big lore drop. But I'm still, at least for now, going to keep it to one at a time, and we'll see where it goes. I know nothing about what's to come at all, so let's see. Let's just find out. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Before we do anything, I'm just going to turn down the brightness, because this is getting really annoying. You guys probably don't mind as much as I do, but it just really bothers me to look at that and see just how bright it is. It's like, I know I'm a white girl, but geez. Okay. So, yeah, some big stuff this episode. So Catra and Scorpia are in the Crimson Waste. Catra has been banished there, and Scorpia just went along because she's completely loyal to Catra. They end up finding themselves at the same bar and taking over the gangs there. They even have a fight with this rival gang and win, and so Catra takes them over as well. And meanwhile, Team She-Ra is investigating Mara's ship when they come upon a hologram of Mara. The first hologram they find is Mara as She-Ra, but it doesn't seem to say much other than, oh, I'm Mara, I'm She-Ra. Then they end up activating a second hologram, which is Mara in her normal form. And she reveals that the reason she transported Etheria to this other dimension and all was to protect everyone, to save it. Because otherwise there would be just way too much death and destruction. And opening a portal, trying to return Etheria to its normal dimension is very bad. And obviously we know that's kind of what Hordak's trying to do. So, yeah, shit's going down, and I guess that's going to be the mission now, to try and keep Etheria in this other dimension. However, Catra and her new gang end up capturing Team She-Ra. And yeah, things don't go well from there. At first, it looks like things are going really well because Scorpia almost seems to convince Catra to stay, to not go back to the Horde. And Catra is like seriously considering it too, because she even acknowledges basically that she's happier here. She acknowledges Scorpia, like legitimately really acknowledges her for the first time. She gives her a lot of credit and even gets everyone cheering for her. But then Adora tells her that Shadow Weaver is in Bright Moon. And Catra, who already has a complex about Adora, completely goes off the deep end and is like, you know what, fuck it, we're opening the portal. And we're going to take them all out. Basically, Catra has just declared war on everyone. Bright Moon, the princesses, Adora, and the Horde. Catra just wants to destroy everything because, honestly, because everything's made her so miserable. She mentioned it in this episode. Her life is shit. She doesn't have anything to lose at this point, even though she does, but she doesn't realize it. So she's not loyal to the Horde anymore. And she doesn't care anymore. I'm still kind of on the thought that Catra will be redeemed at some point, but this is interesting too. The idea that she's so upset by this, that in her eyes, she's losing everything to Adora, is fascinating. And the idea that she's now willing to go to war with everyone to take everyone out because of that is, yeah, it's a thing. But either way, I have no idea where this is going to go at this point. Because, I mean, we're getting big lore drops and shit. So it's like, how is this going to go? How is this going to end? I'm really, really genuinely curious. So yeah, I really don't know at this point. I am really very much enjoying this though. This is fantastic. On top of that, this episode I feel really confirmed, really nailed it in the head that Adora and Catra would make a terrible couple. It's the popular ship because of where the series started with them having been best friends and everything. But I'm sorry, no. I mean, it's flimsy reasoning as it is. But even if you wanted to assume that even if you wanted to put it like, oh, they were a couple, it wouldn't work now. Even if Catra's redeemed, it would be so fucking toxic and just be so bad for both of them. They have no romantic connection to each other. They have no proper romantic connection. Yet you know who does? Catra and Scorpia, which was very heavily played with in this episode. Their connection, their chemistry is phenomenally huge. Honestly, more so than even Adora and Glimmer. I almost said She-Ra and Glimmer. I mean, same difference, but... And I'm a huge shipper of Glimmadora. And Adora and Glimmer have great chemistry, very much so, but Scorpia and Catra have the best romantic chemistry in this show. I am not even kidding you. And I never thought I would say that. I mean, it's been obvious pretty much since season 1 that they had great chemistry. But it's really blossomed in ways I didn't expect. They are just perfect for each other. It's basically as if they were written as a couple. That is how insane their chemistry is and how how much of a match they are. I mean, it's just night and day. Catra and Adora don't have that romantic chemistry, pretty much at all. Just because they're rivals who used to be best friends doesn't mean there's romantic chemistry there. People latch on to that relationship archetype way too easily. They like to pretend, oh, they're rivals who used to be friends. That must mean they're in love. It's like, no, that's actually an extremely toxic idea. Let's not encourage that. They hate each other. They hate each other, and especially Catra. She despises Adora. Did you see? Like, she knows that opening that dimensional portal will fuck everything. She knows that at this point, and she doesn't give a shit because she was hurt by Adora. That is so fucking toxic. You think that makes a good relationship? No. That is just... This episode so heavily shot that down. I'm sorry, but Catradora is a terrible ship. But anyways, yeah, we finally get to see Mara in this episode. That's a big deal. And the fact that she's, up to this point, kind of been painted as a bad guy, and she even acknowledges that here. That's insane. That she's being seen as the bad guy here for doing what she did. But in reality, she was doing what was right to save countless people, to protect people, to stop all these deaths. She's not the bad guy here. And she wanted to stop the line of She-Ra so that it couldn't be reversed. So that no one could put the to put Etheria back into its original dimension. Unfortunately, I don't think either she didn't know about Hordak or didn't anticipate that someone other than a She-Ra could open a portal. But yeah, I really want to know a lot more about Mara's past. And I said it before, I've said it in the past, I really want an episode dedicated solely to a Mara flashback. I think that's needed. A flashback showing exactly what Mara did and exactly why. Like, all the details. And maybe it could be shown via some kind of hologram or something on the ship. There's all kinds of options, all kinds of opportunities for this. But it needs to be shown, I feel. We need to have that information because that's important, especially now. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to see where this goes. In the meantime, though, thank you all so much for tuning in. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power Season 3. And for now, Jeez, that brightened up all of a sudden. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you want to check out any of my social media links and more, please check them out over to the side. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave those down below. In the meantime, though, thank you so much once again for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.